Everybody, welcome back. So we got for today is basic factoring. Okay, this might be one of the most important areas, like in general, all around. So we're really going to take our time with this, and hopefully this video helps a little bit. So first off, what is a factor? Okay, so we're going to have a little bit of vocab here. A factor is the numbers, using a little bit of notation there, so that's just a number sign. You multiply together to get another number. Okay, so the numbers that you multiply together to get another number. So when you're talking about a factor of anything, like say for 8, for example, what numbers multiply to give you 8? Well, 4 and 2 is an example, 1 and 8. Those are all factors. Okay, so it is possible to have multiple factors for one number. Now, if we get a little bit more specific and say prime factors, okay, this is when we talk about prime numbers that multiply together to make the original number. Okay, so if you, just a little side note too, if you ever need to copy something down on a video, you may always hit the pause button on YouTube. That way you can kind of take the time to copy it down, but a little heads up. So prime factor is a prime number that multiplies together to make an original number. Okay, a little bit more specific. Prime number, again, that definition is any number that only has factors of 1 and itself. So 3 is a prime number. 1 times 3 gives you 3. There are no other numbers that can multiply to give you 3. Lastly, what is a factor tree? Many of you have done this before as well. What you're doing is you're finding any factors of an original number, of the original number. Then the factors of those numbers until we can't factor anymore. Okay, so the whole point of this is you keep breaking it down until you get to all your prime numbers. All right. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you guys the first example, okay, for number 1 here. And we're basically going to do, it says find the prime factorization. We're going to use this concept of a factor tree to get to it. All right. Now here's the neat thing about it. You just want to think of any number that can multiply to give me 50. Any two numbers, rather. You want to try and stay away from 1, obviously, because that's prime, okay, and it won't be able to break it down at all. So I'm going to stick with 2 and 25, all right? Then what you got to begin to ask yourself is, you start with the left number, is this number prime? Now 2 is unique because it's the only even prime number, so you circle it, all right? No other number can multiply to give you 2 except for 2 and 1. And you look at 25, is 25 prime? Well, no, because there are numbers that can multiply to give you 25. So you can think through it. 2 won't work, 3 won't work, so forth, and eventually you come up with 5 and 5. 5 times 5 gives you 25. Is 5 a prime number? Yes. Okay, only 5 and 1 can multiply to give you that. So we circle it, circle it. So here we go. Your prime factorization of this number 50 is 2 times 5 times 5. Or we can write as 2 times 5 to the second power. Okay, you just count how many 5s you have. Alrighty? Awesome. Now I'm going to jump to the back of this page, and we are going to ramp up the difficulties a little bit. Okay, this is factoring a trinomial. A trinomial is when you have 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's normally in the form of x squared followed by x followed by a constant, some kind of number. Now, the method we're going to show here, we call it like the x factor. To factor a trinomial with the leading coefficient of 1, you need to find 2 factors of the constant that add up to the coefficient of the middle term. Okay, let's take a look. Here's your first example, x squared plus 2x minus 8. What we do is you make a little x, and you put the last number, whatever it is, up top. All right? Whatever the middle number is, you put that on the bottom. And then now we're going to start to play a little guessing game. What numbers multiply to give you the top number, but if I combine them by adding or subtracting, or rather adding, they give me the bottom number. So numbers that multiply to give you 8, you can think of like 1 and 8, 2 and 4. Now, obviously, when you look at it, all right, we're going to stick with -2 and 4. If it helps, over to the side, write down the number you're looking for. 8, 1 and 8, 2 and 4. Write them out if you need to, all right? And then start to play around with it. If it's negative, you can change the signs around. What you've just done is that these two values that work, okay, -2 times 4 gives me -8. -2 plus 4 gives me 2. They then become, down here, our answer. You do 2 parentheses. Our first term is always x and x, and then you put down what you find here, -2 plus 4. Okay? Take a look at this next example over here. -9 goes up top. I want -8. What numbers multiply to give you -9? All right? But add together to give you -8. Well, 1 times -9 gives you -9. 1 plus -9 gives you -8. Boom, there's your 2 answers. Okay? So I'm going to show you guys one more example here, the first one, and then I'll let you guys try out the rest. But make your x. Okay? Number at the end goes up top, +6. Middle number goes in the bottom, 5. So what two numbers can multiply, what factors of 6, okay, add up to 5? Well, think about it. 1 and 6, 2 and 3. So I'm looking at 2 and 3. Now, because it's a +5, I want them both to stay positive, so these are what I'm after. Make your 2 parentheses, x and x, and then the order does not matter. I'll put +2, +3. There we go. You could put +3, x plus 3 times the quantity x plus 2. Either way will be fine. All right? So hopefully this gives you a good start. Keep up the good work. Try out a few practice problems. And good luck. We're all counting on you.